Hey guys, it's Ryan with MyListing Club. In this video, we'll be continuing on with the educational series, How to Build an Online Business with the MyListing WordPress Theme. As we've done throughout this series, we'll use the MyListing project template as our guide. This project template can be found by going to the MyListing Club website, that's mylisting.club, scrolling down the homepage just a bit, and clicking on the MyListing project template card. This product page is going to walk you through what this template is all about. There's even a walkthrough video that'll show you from the very beginning what this template looks like. If you followed this series along at all, you'll have seen this this template in use from the beginning to the end as we progress through it. And at the bottom here, we've got a change log, and I've updated it today with this new task that I added to it, which is what we're going to cover in this video today, which is author pages. Okay. You can get your hands on this template as part of a one-off purchase by just clicking the Buy Now button. You can also get your hands on this template by purchasing a starter site. I'll give you a copy of this when you buy a starter site. If you want ongoing access to this template, you can do that by being an Ultimate member or being one of my Care Plan clients. Okay, so that's how you get your hands on it. I'm going to go ahead and close this down, and let's go ahead and look at it here. So this is where we are. We're currently still working from the My Listing column. And as you see there in the far left, we've got the author task that we're going to do today. I don't know if this is going to be the last task in the My Listing column before we move on to performance and whatnot, but we'll see how it goes. Okay. Let's go just get through this task today, and then I'll see where we're at after that. All right. So the first thing is I just want to cover like the narrative about what author pages are and aren't, that sort of thing. So when done right, author pages are beneficial to your overall SEO. They provide valuable content and additional navigation similar to the value that category and region pages add. If you do nothing for your author pages on My Listing websites, you could be doing more harm to your SEO, as outlined in my How to Configure SEO for My Listing Websites guide. Did I go on to say, like, have you ever looked at the default author pages? They're very basic with limited functionality. So let me go ahead and show you that here. So here we are on one of the My Listing demos. This is the main demo of theirs. If we click on this first one of these listings here, we'll click on the first one. And we see here, this is an author card where I'm clicking here. If we click into that, we see that these are very basic. There's nothing you can do to customize this outside of throwing CSS at it, or you have to use a plugin or something like that, or Elementor, which is what we're going to use in this video. Okay. In the project template, I give you the link to the file that you need to edit. It's the author.php file. If you want to try to customize this yourself, it'd be a lot of work, just fair warning. So the good news is I've written a guide that shows you how to create author page templates and that dynamically creates and populates all of your author pages. Yeah, so no more creating author pages manually like I showed people how to do with the starting with the Vow starter site. I created an author page template, but it was a manual process. I talked about creating the page, copying the page, duplicating it, cloning it, whatever you want to call it, editing it for each of your individual authors, and then doing a redirect, URL redirect. It was messy now that I look back on it. At the time, it was great, I thought. But as you see here with the My Listing author pages, they're dynamically created. So what I wanted to do is set out to at least give you that minimum functionality in terms of the dynamic creation of the pages. I didn't want to make people take a step backwards. So it's my long way of saying that using the automated creation of author pages that's already built into the system and just applying a dynamic template to all of those author pages. So it's going to be just a huge time savings for website owners, or if you're building websites for clients, that sort of thing. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and close this down here, and I'm gonna pull up my guide on my other screen here. So what I'm going to be working from here on my other screen is the how to build custom author pages for MyListing websites with Elementor guide. It's completely revamped beginning to end. I've updated it as I went along with this new building this out for this new starter site. So it is current as of 30 minutes ago. It is completely up to date, ready for you to follow. And I'm literally going to use it in this video. Okay. So let me see where we need to start. Okay, first thing we need to do is talk about the custom registration fields. So again, we're talking about authors here. So what if you want for them to be able to add information to their profile? So like, let's say company name, job title, certifications, LinkedIn profile, website link, that sort of thing. How can we set that up? So that's what we're going to cover first. And again, this can be adjusted and tailored to your specific needs, but I approach this from the angle that the coach's listing type would be potentially writing guest posts for the website. So let's look at what I mean by that. If we visit the website here and we pull up a coach, so I would think a coach, they would have certifications, we see here on the right, clicking on here, they would have certifications. They've got a job title. They work for a company, maybe their own, maybe another company. So they want to put that information in. They want people to connect with them on LinkedIn or to view their website and things of that nature. So that's what I mean by custom registration field. So how do we build that out? For that, I followed my own guide, which is available to you guys. Completely customized the MyListing login/registration experience with action packs for Elementor. Okay, so what I did was I used that same solution that's already built into this starter site, actions pack for Elementor. I just followed that. It had the feature set in it that I already needed to pull this off of custom registration fields. Okay, so I'm not going to go into all of that again, the login registration piece, because I did another video and whatnot for that, so you can check all that information out. But what I did want to show you here is looking at it from an author's point of view. So this is the custom login page. You see here the URL is completely different than what you're used to seeing on a MyListing website. This was, I wouldn't say difficult to set up, but now that I've set it up, it's super easy for you guys if you follow the guide to do this. It's beautiful. But anyway, so again, I'm not going to go into the whole login registration piece for this video. But anyway, so let's go ahead. Let's log in as the test author that we have on the site here. Actually, I'm going to do something else here. Let's go back here. Let's log out. So let's just say this person is not an author on your site, right? So they need to create an account. So if they click the create account link here button, you'll see here that I've added in these custom fields to the registration form. So they can fill all this stuff out. Let's pretend like this person has already filled in their information. They registered for your site and all that. But at the time when they did that, let's just say they forgot a piece or they need to update a piece of this information. Okay, so how would they do that? Okay, so let's go ahead and let's get this person logged in. All right, the test author is in the site. One thing you will notice is that they got redirected to the back end of WordPress. So using Actions Pack for Elementor, I said really quickly and easily within the plugin, you just say, hey, if they have a certain role, let's dump them in a certain spot. So I thought, hey, if it's an author, let's dump them into where they would start managing, their posts and whatnot, creating posts, that sort of thing. So that is also done with Actions Pack for Elementor. Super cool plugin. Okay, so now the test author is in there and she wants to update her information, her certifications or whatever. So what I did with a simple code snippet is I added this fit profile link to the top of the WordPress dashboard. So let's open up the site here. And let's go to this person's page. So author, test author. So here we see this information is populated. But let's say we wanted to change the certifications here. Okay, we would go in here and click on this fit profile menu option. And let's just update. Let's just make it so she has just the ACE certification. Click update. Let's refresh the author page and we'll see that change from ACE, TRX to just ACE. There you go. Pretty cool, right? So that is the custom registration fields. I think I've covered everything I need to in that section. User profile updates. Okay, I covered that. User profile updates. I just showed you how to do that. There is again, that's done with Action Pack, the Action Pack plugin. I've got a fit profile page template that you can use that has that form that I showed you for updating these fields. This is what you see here. You see this this link here, this URL, user profile. This is a template that you can get from the club. If you've already got the registration page from the club for the Fit Starter site, it's the same thing. It's just you're changing the action from register to update profile. So I don't want you to waste the download if you can figure that out. It's a couple clicks of a button. But if you just want to download the template ready to go, you can do that, definitely. Okay, so I showed you how the authors get to that form. I give you a link to the code snippet for setting up that link that I showed you here in the dashboard. Fit profile, I give you that. Moving on now to the template, like how do we construct how this is all built, right? So I'm going to minimize this. So here is the author template that I've created. So I'm not going to walk you through every step because it's in the guide, but it's basically you create your template and get that started. Now I'm going to show you how to build all this. So the dynamic elements used. So this up here is you see here it's the author box, so it's going to pull that in automatically. This heading is going to pull in automatically for every template. Obviously, you change it here, it's going to be changed everywhere. You can take that out, add something different, change the background image here, the style, whatever you want to do. You can edit these links to be however you want. Just know that because it's a template, it's going to assign to all your authors. So whatever you edit here is going to apply to all of them. Now, the really cool thing is, if you wanted to, you could create different templates here based on, sky's the limit, really. Different templates based on different authors, potentially. There's a lot of things that you can do in WordPress and Elementor specifically with doing dynamic content. Okay, so moving on down here, this first section in the bio, that heading is going to stay there. That's static, but we start with showing a lot of dynamic elements here. So this heading is the author name. That's what we're pulling in there, and then we start getting into each of these are separate icon list items. This could be whatever you want. It could be different elements, icon boxes. You just use your imagination, but they have to be individual elements here. And the reason for that is because each one has a custom dynamic meta being added to it. So this icon list widget is pulling in, as you see here, text meta, pulling in the company name. So it's pulling in that company name that I showed you from that form earlier. Okay, so we're saying the meta key is the company name, and then before that we're adding the word company name. So that's how that's built. And the same thing down here for the title, same thing here for the certifications. It's all the same concept. You're just pointing to that data. For LinkedIn, same thing. You're pulling in that meta, that LinkedIn that person entered, and then finally the website link. Okay, so that's how that's getting pulled in. This down here is also dynamic. This is the author's bio, and that can be. Let me actually I'll show you that. So the bio is pulled. Let's see here. Too many screens open. Sorry, my browser is not cooperating here. One second here. I'm trying to find where this is. Here, sorry, I'll just type it in here. And I'm going to log out here. Log out. No, I don't want to log out. I'm trying to find my incognito window that I had going. Maybe I closed it. All right, let me pull this up again. All right, let me just log back in here. Is this? Oh, it's in there. Okay, now I'm back to where I was here. Okay, so again, they can go to the fit profile here, and that's going to get them these fields, right? The bio comes from their actual profile, so you can get to that up here under Edit Profile, or you can get it right here under this link right here. Okay. Looking at that now. Sorry, let me get my screens back here. I don't know what's going on with my browser, but there we go. So let me see here. So users, having a bit of a brain fart. I'll figure it out here. Test author. Their bio is not filled in, so I'm trying to think how we've got that in there. Oh, I didn't. That's why. Okay, total brain fart there. Okay, so let's go back here and man, I don't know what is going on with my browser, but windows are disappearing. Okay, yeah, so back to this again. So we're pulling in the author's bio here dynamically, if they have one. So let's go back here. Let's get in as the test author here. So we see we're logged in as test author. Let's just put in something here. Blah, 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 blah. And then they update their profile. All right, now let's go look at their profile on the front end. There we go. So now their profile is populated. So they need to make a change. They can just go back into the dashboard, click on the profile menu, make the change. Okay, that is it. So I'm going to clear this out, and you'll see when I clear this out that then that disappears from their profile on the front end. There we go. So now it's not there. Okay, let me pull up my guide here and see where I left off. So back to the dynamic sections used. Let me pull up. There we go. So pull up the template here. So back here again, we're now in this latest post section. And in here, we are saying based on a dynamic user, so the author in this case of this particular page, if it's the post author is the current post author, or it's a mouthful. It's the long way of saying that. If when you view this page, when you view the author page, I'll pull up the test author again. If you're viewing this page, and this author page, if they wrote posts, if the latest posts or all posts or the listings or whatever, if they belong to that author, so in this case the test author, then show it. Okay, so here, that's how this is defined. It's just a couple of clicks of a button, and this is done with a free plugin that's included with the starter site. That's how that is created. That functionality is added. Okay, so let's look at my author page. Okay, so you see the difference here. Because I have posts that are falling into the latest post, because I have posts, they're showing. Okay, same thing here, all posts. They're showing. Down here, listings. I am the author of all the listings on the starter site. They are showing. Going back to the test author, they don't have any. So all of this stuff is going to be blank until they start populating. Now, one thing you might think of here is, well, that kind of looks tacky. You know, I don't really want to show this, and I don't want to show this, and I don't want to show this if they don't have anything. And I 1000% agree with that. And I spent a lot of time, and if I spent more, I could probably figure it out. But it just wasn't worth it at this point. You know, I'll probably circle back to it. However, I do have news that one of the partnerships with the club, dynamic.oo, is working on this. So their plugin is what I tried to get this working with. And they actually recommended that I wait because they're actually working on this. And what they're going to do is basically say, using their solution, let's hide this entire section if there are no posts to show. So because here we have no posts to show, let's hide everything. Let's hide the title. Let's hide anything else that you might have in there, other CTAs, buttons, whatever. So that's what they're working on, and I'll keep my eye on that, but that would be really cool. So in this case, basically all we would see is this information up here. And inconceivably, we could even hide these buttons up here if there's no data down here to show. Okay, so that'd be kind of like the next phase down the road, more advanced, but I had to put the brakes on it, on going down that rabbit hole, because it was just too much at the time. However, there is some good news on the front up here with these. So I did set out, I really felt like I knew this information had to absolutely not be displayed if it wasn't populated, because you don't want people clicking on links and they just look like dead links, okay? So I was able to pull that off, which was the most important part, in my opinion. Sorry, again, trying to find my screens here. Okay, so I went over how that was all built up there, how this was all built down here, as far as the dynamic content. Yep, I covered that. Okay, the listing section is special, okay? I did ask in the help desk for a feature request, and then basically that is, you know, with the listing feed, let's give us the option of specifying the author dynamically. And that way you could get like the full design of the cards brought in and everything. But as a workaround, I use a code snippet, and it unlocks the listings post type. So when you use the posts widget from Elementor Pro, you can then use, under the query section, you can use job listings now, which is listings. So that's cool. It unlocks that ability. And using the same dynamic approach, I'm saying, hey, if this author page has created any listings on this website, let's list them here. If they don't, then they don't. It's not just going to be, it's going to be just blank. It will remove those. So that was pretty cool. Let's see. So that's how that was done. Assigning the template is just a matter of going down here, clicking this arrow, clicking display conditions, and assigning it to the entire archive. And this is what I meant by you can create unique author pages. So you can duplicate the template that I create, adjust it however you want, and assign it to specific authors. There's just sky's the limit. You can exclude it from certain authors. So exclude author, choose an author. If you wanted to exclude this particular template from the test author, you could do that. The sky's really the limit there. Okay, and then at the bottom, everyone's going to get this subscription form. Links to social share buttons and that sort of thing. Again, all of it's customizable. Take it out if you don't want. Use these elements somewhere else on your website if you want. Totally up to you. 100% customizable. I think that does that. I covered the bio section, how that was done. That was done with the dynamic visibility plugin. That is the free version of dynamic.oo that I alluded to. The premium version is what would allow us to hide these entire sections if a post wasn't in there. But the free version allowed us to do this top part dynamically. So that's pretty cool. Let me show you firsthand. Let's hide that. Let's show that the LinkedIn button is hidden if they don't fill in that information. Okay, so let's pull up the Oh, it's getting frustrating with my windows here. I don't know if this is the right screen. Yes, it is. Okay, so let's go in here and let's edit her profile. Let's take out this LinkedIn link. Okay, and then update our profile. Let's refresh her page, and we should see this LinkedIn icon drop off. There we go. Pretty cool. So now we go and we put it back. Let's take out the website link. Refresh. LinkedIn comes in, website goes away. So let's put everything back to the way it was. There we go. So this is just one awesome thing that this does, the author pages. But I see a lot of questions, I get a lot of questions from clients about adding additional fields to the login, to the registration process or after the fact and that sort of thing. This unlocks all of that ability as well. So you truly can 100% customize and dynamically customize the registration pages, the fields, all of that stuff. Really exciting, in my opinion. All right, let me pull up my guide, see where we're at here. I showed you the posts and the listings. All right, I think that is about it. There's a lot going on here. It was not easy to figure out. It was a lot of work, but once you see the guide is not even that long. I've did all the hard work, the heavy lifting for you. It's super simple now that I've done the work. But looking at the template, which is part of what we're doing here, click on the bio. It's going to get you the bio section, latest posts, all posts, and then listings. Everything is mobile ready, mobile responsive, mobile friendly. That actually looks a little bit wonky, so I'll go and look at that afterwards. That shouldn't be doing that. Let's look here. Yeah, I think it's a caching issue. This is how it should look right here. So everything is mobile ready. Okay. But again, this is 100% dynamic in terms of the author page creation. So it's literally just applying a skin for the design and some functionality to the author pages that are already dynamically created by default. So once you set this, it's set it and forget it for the most part until you want to make changes. Add additional icons here, add more features, add some advertising in here, whatever you want to do. But it's just truly awesome in my opinion. But all right, hope you enjoyed this video and stay tuned for the next. Thank you. Bye-bye.